now we are wanting to close a little bit with some questions. And I mean, to start with, Clement Carasco from Creative Europe is also with us, I think. And I think he had a couple of questions. He was interested to know a little bit more. Clement?
Yes. Yes, hello everybody, and thank you very much for this very interesting presentation. I must say that I learned a lot of things, and yeah, that was very instructive. And I'm happy to see that there is a strong offer at the national level in at least the countries that you presented individually, and that makes me think also that there is a growing need for translation in terms of comic books, which is also good. So I'm working for the literary translation support within the Creative Europe program. So it will be called differently in the future, but it's about the circulation of books, and comic books are of course eligible within this support. So yeah, think about it. Yeah, I had a few questions, and first of all, I wanted to hear how you intend to face the competition from the large digital market. I mean, where the digital market is already installed, like Japan, Korea, the USA, and how you intend to position yourself against these markets.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Luc, do you want to give some response to that?
Well, it's not an easy question to answer, but because
no, of course you don't need to answer in detail. I mean, it's more like a global strategy. I mean, how you intend, because I mean they're already big on the market, so you must have thought of something.
yeah. But yeah, exactly. The idea is that of course we need to have publishers going digital, European publishers. I mean, it's not in waiting for the worst to happen that we can really better the situation. So basically, I think the main issue we have is that we have different formats. I mean, that's amazing that in the world there are well, graphic stories, let's call them like this way, but they are different, coming on different formats. Mangas in Japan, US comics in the USA, French bande dessinée or Franco-Belgian traditional bande dessinée in Europe. So, and all these formats are not equal in terms of digital. I mean that, you know, I would say that, of course, webtoons are made for digital, so they are 100% compatible with digital. Mangas are and US comics are coming on a smaller formats, so it also makes it easier in a way to read them on a smartphone, for instance. While, as a matter of fact, European comic books are coming on a larger formats, so are more difficult to read on a smartphone, for instance. And that's why, for instance, on Isneo we build these small tools in order to make reading panel by panel available for smartphones. But basically, yes, there are more efforts to be done for European publishers. So that's the one thing we have to take into account, of course. But what we see is that whenever a publisher, even of traditional comic books, is starting to go digital, I mean, publishing on digital and also doing some marketing on digital, we see that there is some results. The results are not sufficient in many ways, because the marketplace is quite disappointing in a way for publishers. The revenues are not as big as they would expect, probably. But basically, we need to start somewhere, and we need to build this marketplace. And building this marketplace will not come from the platforms themselves only. We need the publishers to come on board and to push also their offer, so digital offer through social networks, and talk about that, mention digital as a potential way to access their content, not just relying on existing networks, you know. So that's, I think, a global effort from the whole ecosystem of the comic book publishing industry that in Europe that needs to take place, basically. So I think it's we need. I think all publishers need also to understand what's happening in other places in the world to take the well, to understand exactly what's happening and be aware that of the dangers and the opportunities of this marketplace.
Okay, good. Thank you. Just, I think I know, Clement, you've got maybe some other question. I just wanted to go to this slide just to give my contact, because we said, okay, if you want to send us or have information, so I just keep it like that. Clement, do you have another question or?
Yeah, actually, and it's good with what you said, Luc, because I had another question regarding what would be actually the most interesting target audience for you guys. I mean, if you are, and I believe, targeting the already digital millennials, or if you're, I know you already mentioned that in your presentation, Luc, but if you're also considering trying to convert the collectors who comic collectors who like to have hard copies of the comic books, or if you want to do both, and what is the communication you intend to use to reach them?
Maybe I should answer that. I don't know. I'm gonna try again. Yeah, I think you know, the one thing interesting we saw yesterday in the GfK presentation of the French market for 20. So we had this very peculiar year in which we had, of course, COVID-19, and it shows that these results coming from the marketplace itself. It says that the market, the comic book market in print in France, went up by 6% in value last year, in spite of the lockdown and having the bookshops closed, etc. So the marketplace, the print marketplace, came up by 6%. But at the same time, we saw that the number of buyers went down by 6% also. So less buyers who bought more comic books make it happen last year in this way. What I mean is that digital is key to recruit new users. That's why I think there is a strong alliance between digital and print that needs to be put in place, because again, I think really digital is the best way to recruit new users that may stay reading digital or may come to print later on. So that's not the point. The point being that in order to recruit new users, new readers, the comic book industry need to really invest in digital content and approach more generally. Because and how we do that? I think we just need to do whatever the other digital entertainment platforms and content do. That's marketing. We need to spend some money, to invest in money in acquiring new users, being wherever the digital entertainment users go. That's why, for instance, Isneo decided to go on Nintendo Switch, for instance. That's where that. Well, of course, some users are there. So and today it's one of our mainstream of new users, as a matter of fact. So we need to do, I think, whatever the other entertainment content platforms or content providers do. That means using marketing tools, digital marketing tools heavily.
Okay, thank you very much. I see there are quite a few questions, so I'm going to go through some of them. First, there is a question from Annabelle to know where are the women speakers, I guess. Yes, we don't have any female speakers. I'm sorry about that. I don't think there was anybody really into the consortium. But yes, if you know some people, a female speaker or in the comic industry who wants to participate, like you, I guess, yeah, we'll be happy to talk to you and see what we can do together. No problem. Second, there was a question to Arnaud Pasquali, but I think he's not there anymore, but maybe Clement can answer. Do you have a schedule for the opening of the next call for the cooperation and translation project? Clement?
I can give you a hint, but nothing is confirmed yet. So I mean, we are still waiting for all the political decision, let's say. But as I think Arnaud said it in the introduction, the plans are to try to publish the calls in April. But for the deadline, I cannot say anything at the moment. Okay, it will depend on the political agenda.
So there is another question from Annabelle, quite broad. I'm not sure we have time to respond to it, but why are comics publishers reluctant to participate in the Spotify of comic books? I think Luc talked a little bit about it. Luc, do you want us to give a quick, why are they reluctant?
Well, we should ask them, honestly.
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
No, I think it's a part of the fact that, of course, in each industry, you tend to keep on doing what you do best and what you know best. Digital is perceived as a threat in many ways, and I understand that, of course. And whenever again we see publishers taking measures and going digital actively, they have always some sort of a positive feedback, and maybe we need to communicate more on that, because it may not be directly digital sales only to measure the efficiency and the impact of going digital. It may be, as Pavel mentioned, for instance, the fact that you can make your production known by publishers in other countries, so that you may sell rights for including print books. It may be that also it makes your content available on the digital scene on the web simply, so you can be discovered. Your content is also discovered by other people going and searching content on the web and on Android or iOS. So I think there are different sorts of benefits also of digital, and maybe that's our fault also, maybe not showing the sort of feedback that the publishers can take or get from going digital. So yeah, that's maybe what I would answer. But again, we should ask them, I think.
Yes, thank you. So I finished with two questions from Laurent. The first one is easy to answer. Will the results described today be released on the Eudicom website, and if yes, when? Yes, it will be on the website. When? We're not sure yet, because we are still conducting qualitative interviews with comics publisher. So we will let you know, but I guess in the next, I would say, few weeks, I mean 4, 5 weeks, 6 weeks maximum, it will be there. So but we will do present the main results in any case very soon. I mean, maybe as from this afternoon or tomorrow or Monday, I think we will put on the website in any case a first summary of the results, but the complete thing will be presented later, I guess. And the last question is from Laurent as well, is Eudicom thinking about creating its own format for digital comics, or team up with existing initiative aiming at creating an interoperable, accessible, multilingual standard? Who has an answer on that? Who has an idea?
Yeah, well, maybe I can use this one again. Sorry about that. I think of course, we all would like to have new and and better, possibly, formats emerging. New native digital formats. So let's go for it. The thing is that, and that's been always the case in other industries, these new formats need to be supported by platforms, because otherwise, and it happened in France actually with Turbo Media, for instance, which has been for a while a strong alternative to produce comic book content on the web. Unfortunately, and it was a nice tool in the certainly, and with a nice creativity, etc., but no distribution. So the fact is that today we must understand that in order to have widespread and therefore efficient distribution, the new formats need to be supported by strong platforms in large territories. Otherwise, it will always remain some minor thing, not meaning that it's not interesting, because I think there are many initiatives that are very interesting, but we need, in this way, Eudicom should, in my opinion, need to help these new potential formats emerge and being supported by platforms.
Okay, thank you very much, Luc. Thank you to everybody. We are already.
Thierry, I have a very last question, if I may, very short. It's to Enrico. Enrico, thank you very much for your presentations. Was very useful. I'm just wondering, or maybe I missed them, but you didn't show data about Denmark. You mentioned Danish publisher for Sweden, but do you have aggregated data for Denmark? Because I had the impression from my own experience that there was a market in Denmark, both printed and digital, and I was wondering if you had data from Denmark.
Well, the answer is quite short. As you have noticed already, no. For the time being, we don't have data on Denmark. If you have anything to tell us, we'll welcome it. Or if anyone in the audience is from Denmark, we will be happy to hear about that. Because we suspect that since Egmont is based there, there is.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's just my own experience as a comic book reader, and when I was in Denmark, I mean, I could see that there was a market. So, and as you said, Egmont is from Denmark. So but if I have any information that I can communicate, I will definitely lead them to you.
Brilliant.
Okay, thank you, Clement. Thank you for everyone. Yes, follow us on the website. We have also created now a LinkedIn group for Eudicom, so you can follow us. If you have comments or questions, you can send us an email, of course. And I would like to thank the speakers. Thank you very much, all the participants, and of course the media in Angoulême while online, and Marie to welcome us today. And thank you, and have a good end of festival on online market, I would say. Thank you very much.